All right, so a lot of people are using LLMs to do things like writing phishing scams or helping them with resumes and the like. Let me show you some orchestration that I've created here inside of N8N. So this is a Recon workflow for doing red team engagements. Did this a while back, and I'll just kind of walk you through it briefly here. So there's a webhook that basically will take my request for whoever I want to break into or do the reconnaissance against, shall we say. And then over here, we'll see it start kicking off. You can see that it's starting to run these scans. This workflow takes a while, so we won't go through all of it, but let me just kind of show you what's happening here. So running a mask, which helps me understand all the different host names that are associated with that domain. And then I'm doing a 9-month analysis to understand what the company's been up to, any types of interesting new things they've created or places they've been or events that they're going to have. And then Shodan shows a lot of interesting details about ports and protocols and services inside of the environment. And then pulling mail records to make sure DKIM, SPF, and all those types of things are proper to see maybe if they're vulnerable to easy phishing attacks. Pull the corporate headquarters address to understand their location, and then from that, running the Wiggle execution, which is basically a database that you give it longitude and latitude, and it will show you any SSIDs in the area. So even before I go to the location, I'll know what kind of SSIDs or basically wireless networks they have, the type of encryption that's there, and the like. And then doing some investigation against the people, as well as not only identifying the individuals, but then going out and trying to understand any types of interests that they may have that I may be able to use for social engineering purposes. And then the toolbox over here is really where the big workhorse is. So I'm doing a bunch of scanning about against hosts and then doing more open source intelligence and then also running a bunch of tools in particular to the subdomains. There's actually, these are sitting in Docker containers, and there's well over 100 tools inside of that toolbox at this point. And then uh, you can see here that I'm using two different LLMs. So in this workflow, I'm using ChatGPT or OpenAI's models, but very easy to switch out into a local model or a different model if I chose to do so. So this is going to go ahead and scan. We'll go ahead and fast forward here a little bit. All right, moving right along here, moving through the mail records. You can see all these different agents here are basically large language models that have specific roles that they're going to carry out. And so I'm going to go ahead and let this roll, and we'll see what the end product looks like. The end result is a comprehensive assessment. The AI has gone through and analyzed all the results from all the agents and put it together in a report for a red team member to pick up and begin to execute.